So first of all, what is vector? A vector is simply a list of items of same data type, or you can say a vector is a collection of similar data items. You can see something like this, or a vector is a simple collection of data items of similar types. So let us see how we can create a vectors. Generally, this vector, its dimension is always 1. So it is created with the help of C function. It is created with the help of C function. C curve brackets, or you can say as a parenthesis, C parenthesis function is used. So let us first create the vectors for different data types. First we will create a vector for integer type. So a arrow mark operator, and you can use a C function here. So the values you want to store, you can type inside the function 2, 5, 6 to 2. After that you want to print, you can print here. So let us execute this statement. So you can see in the bottom you are getting the column vector as 2, 4, 6. So let us create a column vector of strings. How to create? This is a vector of integers. Vector of integers. Let us create a vector of strings. So let us create a vector capital B. So here for initialization purpose we will use a left hand arrow mark operator, C function. When you are creating a strings or characters, it should be within the double quotations. Apple, banana, double quotations, orange, something like this. So you want to print, or you can use print function also for printing. So let us execute. So now your B variable contains a column vector of strings. Similarly, you can create a column vector of Boolean values. Column vector of Boolean values. Something like this. Boolean values. Let us see. So C arrow mark operator, C function. So to avoid confusion, I will rename this as another variable. So you can put the true or false. Again you can put, can be any dimension. So when you print this D variable, you will get the actual output. You can see. So let us, after understanding how to create a vector for integers, for strings, for Boolean values, now we will understand how to access the elements inside the vector. How to access elements inside the vector. How to access elements inside the vector. So for accessing the elements, you always use the bracket symbol, square bracket symbol. Okay. let us see. I want to access the second element in the A variable. So for accessing, you will use square brackets, and whichever the element you want, you can put the index in. So let us suppose I want the fourth second element. So you write here. You need to remember that indexing starts from 1, whereas in C language or Java language, indexing starts from 0. Here indexing starts from 1. This is first index element, this is second element, this is third element. You want second element, and if you execute it, you will get the corresponding number. Similarly, you want to extract third element in the B variable, B column vector, B3. So let us execute it. So you can see the third element. Similarly, you can also access the Boolean vector also. So you need to remember that what is a vector and how to create a vector. Creation of vector is possible with the help of C function, and how to access it. For accessing, you will use the square bracket symbol. So you need to remember that indexing always starts from 1. So with that, we will learn some additional functions associated with vector. So sometimes we need to find out the length of the vector. How to find the length of the vector, or you can say how many elements present in the vector. So for that, in R we are having length function. So let us write len g. So it is already giving some hints. Length function. So you want the B variable, B column vector, you put inside the var and try to execute it. So clearly in B vector you are having 3 elements. So when you execute this length function, automatically you will get the output as 3, because the number of elements inside the B vector is 3. So not only the length function is there. Say for example, if you want to sort the elements inside a vector, there is a function called as sort function. You want to arrange the elements in ascending order, then it is possible with the help of sort function. So let us see arrange the elements. How to arrange the elements inside the vector. So sort function is used, SORT sort. So you need to understand that all the functions, it should be small case letters, and you have to use parenthesis symbol. So you can pass any variable A. So let us execute. So you can see this initially A vector consists of 2, 4, 6. If you perform this operation, sort means, so it is already in sorting. So so I will try to take some other element 10. I will change it 1, 3. Let me execute it again. So let us see what will be the output. So you can see this, the elements are printed in ascending order. Not only you can use for integers, you can also use for strings also. Say for example, here you can use sort function for B vector also. That means here you are using for this variable. So you select it and you run it. So obviously it is sorted. For a change, I will change the order here. It is already in sorted order. So let me arrange this like this, and so let me execute this one. So whenever you are making any changes, you need to make sure that those statements are executed again. So let us see. So you can see this, the B vector is consists of orange, banana, apple. When you apply the sort function, so you get the output in sorted order as per the character ascending order. So with this we have learnt how to create a vector, and another important concept inside the vector is sometimes you need to create a sequence of vectors. So in such a case you can use the colon operator. Say for example I want to create a z column vector. I want to create a sequence of numbers from 1 to 25. You can use the colon operator, 1 colon 25. So when you are using this colon operator, this is colon operator, it will create the z consists of sequence of numbers from 1 to 25. So you can see this, the output z consists of 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 25. Say for example by default the increment value is by 1. If you want to change means you can use the function. You can use the function called seq. Okay, tell me about seq. Z is equal to, or you can use arrow mark operator, anyway it will work. And sequence, you use the sequence function. You can use the sequence function. How to create a sequence of values with the help of sequence function. Here you are using seq function. So you can use the sequence function and you can pass the arguments from where to where. What is the starting point? From is equal to, I want from 2 up to ending point 2 35, but I want the step size as 2 means you can use another argument as 2. So that means I want to create a sequence of vector from 2 to 35 with increments of 2, or you want to increment, I want to start from 1, say for example 1. So let us see the output here, how it will be executed. So you can see Z stores the values from 1 to 35 with step size of 2. So it starts from 1, it will not create 2, it will create 3, after that 5. That means here the step size is 2. So until 35 your number will be generated. If you change this, say for example I want 4, step size 4 means, let us see, 1, 5, 9, 17, 21, 25, 29. So likewise you can store a sequence of values inside a vector. Okay, you can use either colon operator or sequence function. So we learnt in this class, we learnt what is vector. A vector is a simple collection of similar data items. Okay, we used the function called as C function. This is the important function. In the C function, with the help of C function you can create a column vector. C means column. So we learned how to create a vector of integers, how to create a vector of strings, how to create a vector of Boolean values, and then we understood how to access the element, how to retrieve a particular element inside a vector with the help of indexing, numeric indexing, and then we learned some functions associated with the vector. So common functions are length to find out number of elements, and then you want to arrange the elements inside a vector means you can use the sort function, and then to generate a sequence of values inside a vector you can use either column vector or sequence function. So with this we understood the important concepts in vectors, okay, or vectors. It will be very helpful in solving bigger problems. Thank you, students.